This is it, the review you all have been waiting for. Last time we went to the year 1792 in the events of Castlevania Rondo of Blood with Richter Belmont killing Dracula. Now let's travel to the year 1797 in the events of Castlevania Symphony of the Night, with today's hero not being a member of the Belmonts, but the return of a character from Castlevania 3, that of course being the blonde pretty boy himself, Alucard. Castlevania Symphony of the Night is a platform adventure Metroidvania action RPG released on March 20th, 1997 in Japan, in America October 22nd, and in PAL regions on November 1st. Now, much like the original Castlevania, this game got released like the Japan exclusive Sega Saturn port on June 25th, 1998, and it was also released on the Xbox Live Arcade and PlayStation Network, and like I stated in my Rondo of Blood review, you can also get it in the Dracula X Chronicles. The story of Symphony takes place 5 years after Rondo of Blood, with Richter Belmont now having an official voice in the form of Scott McCall. Hope I'm pronouncing most of these people's last names correctly. Anyway, Scott McClock in the original Symphony of the Night, and David Vincent in the Dracula X Chronicles version, mysteriously disappearing. The game begins with a reenactment of the final battle in Rondo, with the battle between Richter and Count Dracula, who is voiced by Michael G. in the original and Patrick Sietes in Dracula X Chronicles. As I said in the beginning, our real hero of the game is Alucard, voiced by Robert Belgrade and Yuri Lowenthal, who I believe would later voice Orlok Dracul in Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. On the way, you run into a now 17-year-old Maria Renard, voiced by Kimberly Forsyth and Michelle Ruff. The gameplay of Symphony of the Night uses a 2D side-scrolling gameplay, much like many other games before it. The objective this time is to explore Dracula's castle and try to find Richter Belmont, who seems to be the self-proclaimed Lord of the Castle. Anyway, the game is non-linear, much like Simon's Quest. Though it is non-linear, most areas are inaccessible until various items and abilities are collected. Upon defeating different monsters, Alucard can also gain EXP, and thus he levels up, with the max being 99 of course, increasing his health, magic, etc. in the process. Now this game actually has different endings, much like Simon's Quest. A good, a bad, and a normal. Much like another game that I know, Undertale. The bad ending only has you going to Richter and, well, kill him. The normal only has you play through the entire game and kill Dracula. And the best ending has you explore a certain amount of the map explored and then kill Dracula. Now here's a special thing. In the castle there are two rings, which the silver one says "We're in" and the gold saying "Clock Tower." Upon discovering the secret, Maria gives you a special pair of glasses. Only in the original. If you do have the PSP or Sega Saturn version of the game, you have to fight Maria and obtain the glasses. And she may have killed me a few times, but she's really not that hard. After you get the glasses, it's time to face Richter once again. But upon wearing the holy glasses, yes, those are their names, there is this green orb. Once shattered, it is none other than the deader-than-them priest, Shaft, voiced by Jeff Manning and Tony Oliver. Shaft then summons a second castle, which is exactly like the first one, but it's only upside down. It's better than the double castle in Harmony of Dissonance. Now Alucard had to explore the inverted home, slay through more enemies, and then stop the resurrection of Count Dracula. After killing Shaft, we are now face to face with the Vampire King himself, who vows to bring an end to humankind because Alucard's mother, Lisa, voiced by Alison Lester and Jessica Strauss, who was originally executed as a witch before the events of Castlevania 3 kicked off. Though before Dracula dies, he asks for Lisa's forgiveness and bids our blonde hero farewell. Upon escaping the collapsing castle, Alucard rejoins with Maria and Richter, which Richter then blames himself as the reason for Alucard's fight with Dracula again, though Alucard tells our man in blue, and I quote, "The only thing necessary for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing." which was attributed by Edmund Burke, and resolves to disappear from the world because of his bloodline. Oh boy, that was a mouthful to say. But that was Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and I cannot lie, I love this game. From the pixel art of the game, to the portraits done by Ayami Kojima, to the soundtrack and the story, even the original voice acting, I can easily say that Castlevania Symphony of the Night is a fun time. Alright, there was also a song done by Dragon Force called Symphony of the Night. I recommend give it a listen if you have the time. The link to the song will be in the description. So what do I give Castlevania Symphony of the Night? I'm giving this score the perfect score of a 10 out of 10. Now I want to hear from you all. Have you ever played Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and could you recommend it to a friend? Leave your answers in the comments below. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, share it with a friend, and turn on that notification bell to be notified whenever I make new videos. And my social medias will be down below. I've been Horror Kid, and I will see you all in the year 1830 with Castlevania Circle of the Moon for the Game Boy Advance. Until then, take care, everyone.